And I think the games where it says you can use your move controller, those games are actually not that great.
No,
with
I
the
mean,
move
I
controller.
tried Resistance with it, and yeah, it was like I see what they did, but I prefer playing that with the controller. I think this is different though, because I think the controls are sort of a different aspect.
Yeah.
But it's going to be interesting to see how many games are going to be made. Like, is Uncharted going to come out with Morpheus support? And would you play that? I don't know. It was the same
because that's
3D.
a third-person game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, but actually, I tried Oculus Rift game, which was a third-person platformer, and so and they were talking about that is weird, but that actually works surprisingly well. You're sort of looking from above, and it was sort of cool how you could change the point of view with just leaning, so you could like lean and see which jump you wanted, and lean in.
So
and
you were like his shadow and telling him what to do.
Yeah, and that was sort of cool actually.
Yeah,
I don't know if I mean, if that's going to work with all games.
I think maybe.
But it was surprisingly cool.
Yeah, I think the thing about the third-person games and the VR is that you're actually seeing what you are doing.
Yeah.
And that might be cool to watch, but I think that you have to get over the thing that you are not him, but you're his shadow.
Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense for first person. But, But I don't know. We'll have to see. I was surprised that worked at all. So maybe why not Uncharted? Yeah. I mean, if anybody could do that, Naughty Dog. I mean, I don't know if they're good at VR, but they have made stuff work with other things. So.
Yeah, I've just decided to watch if they're making any horror games with the VR because I think they are.
Yeah, for sure. There's going to be horror.
And if they are making Silent Hills with the VR, I'm gonna shit my pants.
I don't think I'm going to play horror with VR. I think it was like I got motion sickness from playing.
Yeah,
it's like I don't.
It's scary enough without the VR.
I don't think I streamed Outlast with like headphones on, and it was like you can't leave. You have to play this for an hour now, and I think that was scary enough.
Yeah.
All right. Next thing is Polygon has a thing where an interview with Yoshida that looks really interesting. I haven't read through the whole thing, but it's like I like the headline. Price has not been driving our development process. But a lot of opinions out there on Morpheus. You might want to check that out. They also had hands-on with NVIDIA Shield, which is really weird because this is like the third product that NVIDIA has put out in the last couple of years that is called NVIDIA Shield.
Yeah.
They first had a controller with a screen in it. Then they had like a different, that was like, what was that, a wireless sort of other thing that could stream your games to thing. And now it's like basically an Android console they just announced.
I think I would just buy the cheapest one and say I got an
but it's like,
Shield.
yeah, but it's like, I think they skipped the other ones.
Okay.
But it's like,
so
naming the same, just it'd be like Sony keep calling something the PlayStation 4. It's like, oh, now we made this controller. It's called the PlayStation. What are you doing? But
just call it NVIDIA Shield 4.0 or something.
But the idea is it's going to be Android tablet, but also that they're launching this streaming service. That is coming out later.
It looks cool.
Yeah, it looks sleek and stuff, but it has that PC sort of weird design where I'm like, what are you doing?
It's actually a match between a PC and the design of the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
The newest one, the slim version with plastic.
Yeah. And then the classic green stuff. It includes a controller and stuff. I'm not a PC gamer, so this is not really for me. But we'll see where I think if it's just the Android thing, then is it just going to be one of the, like Google had their
the
thing,
TV.
And it had, what was the other thing that, like, there's been a couple of these Android sort of consoles that hasn't really taken off. What was the thing that got kickstarted a couple of years ago? Do you remember that?
No, of course. I just heard that they were making TVs now. Which
do you remember the one Towerfall was exclusive for?
Towerfall was I think it was the PS4?
No, it's out on PS4 now. Originally, that was an exclusive for that Android. Anyway, I can't remember names apparently when we were doing this. But there was a big thing that came out a couple of years ago. Anyway, it reminds me of that. But if they get the streaming thing working, that could be a thing. But it's like, we'll see what happens.
That's game streaming, right?
Yeah. So they were going to do.
But they kind of
like
late for that.
Guy and all online.
But they kind of late for that because I think that the company name is OnLive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're
and they
doing it,
they
but
actually
it
been
hasn't.
there
But it
out
hasn't.
there for years.
Yeah, but it hasn't really taken off. I mean, and Sony are doing their
Yeah.
thing. They bought Gaikai and they're working on that. If this comes out later this year, I mean, it hasn't exploded yet.
No.
So you could say they're late, but I mean, if they make this work and it's cheap to buy this console and they market it right, maybe. But I don't know. I don't think that's for me. Like, I bought a PlayStation and
Yeah, exactly. Because I think that fanboys are still gonna be out there, even though that you can do it in some kind of cheaper way.
yeah. But it's also,
Because-
this is $200.
Yeah.
Why would I buy that?
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll have to see. I'm still worried about lag. The stuff I've seen from PlayStation Now, it's like you don't want to play Call of Duty or something because there will
Okay.
be slight lag.
So you have to have a crazy internet connection.
Yeah, exactly. And it's just, I don't know. I don't want to play all my games that way, you know.
No.
And it's like I don't want to buy a device just for that. Where if it's on PlayStation, which I'm using anyway, and then I can stream some game when I want to, but it's still mainly used for playing the games I have. It's like that's a little bit different. I don't want to have more devices hooked up.
No.
What do you think? Would you?
I don't know, because I was like when the PS4 came out and the Xbox One came out, I was actually in a in a middle crisis there, because I thought that some of the things that the Xbox did was very cool, because it has nothing game related to do with it.
Yeah.
But I was at the end I'm just like I'm a PS4 fanboy, so I think with this new thing, even though that it's none the same as an Xbox and it's all stream based, I think
for me,
swear to
I would
PS4.
I mean, I want an Xbox One and I want a Wii U, which I don't have now. And if they were doing something there, then I would also be more inclined to use theirs, because I want theirs machine anyway. I don't want to buy a device for $200, which is going to be, usually that's twice as much in Denmark, so we would pay $400 for it, and then have to hook that up to the TV to stream games where like it's going to be like, I already bought a device where I can play those games. Yeah, I have to buy them, and then all the games I can stream. It's like, I don't want another device. No. If it was an app, maybe, yeah.
Because
on my
then
smart TV or
then
something.
you can find out what it is before you actually bought it.
I don't want to, and it's like, then it's a separate controller. Now I'm getting used to the DualShock 4 and the Xbox controller. I'm okay with as well. Yeah. It's like, I don't want more devices. I don't have more HDMI output.
That's right. Then you gotta get a HDMI splitter.
Yeah,
and they're also very.
I already have one of those, but I don't want more of those. But we'll see. I mean, again, if it takes off and if it's really great, maybe. But I mean, the problem is a lot of people have. I guess it's not that many, because there were like 80 million PS3s and 80 million 360s sold, and we're only at 20 million PS4s. They just hit that, and it's like. Of course, there's a lot of people who then haven't bought in, but if you bought into either new consoles, you sort of, and that's where some of the fanboyism comes from, I think, is I bought this device, I spent a lot of money on it, now I need to defend it to myself and to other people why I need this. I can't just buy that and say, oh, no, I can just stream the games. And then there's the lag thing, which it's not a lot, but I think it's okay. I think for platformers or things where you don't need to be like super quick with reactions, it's okay, but like shooters and fighting games and stuff, you can't play on that.
But you get very irritated when you play, for instance, Call of Duty, and there's a slide of lag. And I think if you were buying the Nvidia Shield and it was a kind of laggy, and you told Nvidia that it was lagging, they would just say your internet connection is not well enough.
But I mean, that's going to be how it is for most people.
Yeah, exactly. Especially
if you live in Kansas and have Google Fiber, okay. But then you have a small market. Yeah.
So it's only for them.
Yeah. All right, but again, it could be more of the future. It's just this is so, for me, like high tech thing where like, who are they going to market this to? I guess maybe some PC players, but then I'm like, then they're going to get Valve's box instead, and like the Steam machine. Yeah. Like Sony, like PlayStation fans, Nintendo fans, Xbox fans are not going to get this. Then it's going to be people who don't have it. So it sort of needs to be a guy who's really interested in tech, but haven't bought any console.
But is it like with the Nvidia Shield? Can can you change the CPU and the RAM?
No,
and
no, I
you
don't. I
can't
think
do
it's.
that?
I think it's basically, it's an Android
It's just
thing.
a console.
Yeah, I think that's
yeah.
how I understand it at least.
But I just think that people who are playing most on PC,
Yeah.
they're not gonna buy it either.
No,
Because-
that's my point. If you're
yeah.
a PC guy, you're gonna get Valve Steam Machine, and then you can
But
play your Steam
mostly
games.
most of the people who play PC is like, I wanna decide what's going in my machine.
Yeah, and they want like, the best specs
exactly,
and all that, and
exactly.
you're not gonna get that with streaming.
But I
either.
think with the
So
Steam
it's gonna be
machine-
for like, casual players who just want to play a couple of games.
Yeah.
But then I just think they're still gonna end up getting a PlayStation or an Xbox. And
Yeah,
Nintendo.
I'm looking forward to see what's going on with the Nvidia Shield.
Yeah.
But I don't think they make the cut.
No, we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, next thing, which is another Polygon story, which I think is super awesome. Destiny's animators studied boxing to keep you from getting sick. So this is an interview on Polygon where they're talking about the camera in Destiny and how they sort of try to make that work. Basically, if you just have a steady flowing camera, like that's completely still, that doesn't look good. And they try different things where, like, how does it look if you put a GoPro on a guy that's running and stuff, and like if he moves too little, it looks weird. If it looks too much, people get motion sickness. But at the end, he ended up studying boxing, and that's using that for how the camera moves in Destiny, which is
that's cool.
Yeah. So
that's something that you don't notice when you're playing Destiny. How they are walking.
I've actually thought about that a little bit, but it's true. You don't think about it as much as we just talked about before, where like a lot of people are just like, this is lame or whatever, and then like the amount of work that goes into just the camera in the game is insane. For these big games at least. So yeah, I really recommend reading this article on Polygon. I'm gonna read through it proper afterwards, but that looks so cool. And I have actually noticed there's a lot of movement in the camera when the way the gun moves when you run, and there's a lot of.
But that's because you have played Destiny too much.
Yeah, that's true. All right, I'm gonna skip that one and jump to this one. The short film we just short sell the movie. This is a link on Kotaku.
But that's a reference. This is a link.
So some guys made apparently it's a group that has been like doing cosplay and stuff for Ocarina of Time for a while, and now they made a short film that's sort of a teaser for a bigger film.
I wouldn't call it a short film.
Well, it is a short film.
It's a very short film.
But it's sort of a trailer, and they're going to have this battle thing later. This is basically just Link riding a horse.
This is Link riding a horse, not saying anything as usual.
That was really funny. Like he's still the silent protagonist, but it looks really cool. It's like proper outfit, horse, and crazy effects in a nice like landscape. I wonder if they shot it like New Zealand or something.
Yeah, they could have worked more on his ears. They're a bit lame.
But this looks to me like this is someone who lives near this.
Yeah.
Who has a horse, and then they're like are into effects.
Yeah.
Because I mean the camera like crane like shots are pretty impressive, but when you went into more of the close-ups and stuff, that didn't look to me like someone who had done a lot of film.
No.
It looked like someone who was into effects.
Exactly.
But it looks cool, and I'm going to be interested. It's called The Final Battle. That's going to come later. Is what they're teasing. That looks really cool.
But it's just cool to watch big fans making what they love. Because
for sure,
always there going to be this whole other feeling about people making it because they love it and not because there's money into it. Just like we talked about with Star Wars.
Yeah.
That they are making it because they have been fan the whole life. And I think that people should do more of that. If they are a big fan of anything, make something.
There was the Uncharted film recently. Did you see that short film?
Yeah, that's right.
Also that was like Danish actor, but it was actually made in Norway. Norwegian director, and
I interviewed him actually.
Did you?
Yeah, I interviewed David Ove as
the actor. Yeah. And he's like half Norwegian actually. I think
he's half Swedish, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but yeah, and they made it in Norway, and it's actually very cool.
Yeah.
He looks like Nathan Drake, but he speaks Danish, and and the other characters doesn't speak or speak no,
Yeah,
Swedish or
it's like
Norwegian.
Norwegian.
Yeah, Norwegian.
Yeah, it's not in English. The short one, but they like